Good morning, everybody. Again, it's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch and my friends. As usual, drink it if you got it. Am I live on YouTube here? Let me see. Yes, I am. Wow, 64 people already, right out of the gate. What a morning. Oh, what a morning. Obviously, not my first cup of coffee this morning. What great fun. What great fun that was. For those of you that may not know what I'm talking about, seems like a long time ago, but it was only a few hours ago this morning at 5 a.m. here Eastern Time. Kelsey and I went live together in what was really a departure from my normal live stream and his normal live stream as well. We had no idea. We hadn't even talked about it beforehand. About 3 minutes before we went live, he came in, he showed up, we said hi to each other, and Aaliyah, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but his people, he calls them his people. She wasn't there, and off we went, and both of us without people to handle the chores. And I think it came off okay. I watched a little bit of the replay, and everything seemed good, the video, the audio, and it was just fun, and it was epitomized the meaning of the word brotherhood. Really did. Brotherhood. No two people can agree on virtually everything, but I think that Kelsey and I have so much in common. So much in common. I'll be probably interrupted by a billion texts because of how busy the next few days are going to be from me, and pardon me for that. But we had a great time this morning. I'm so looking forward to going over there tomorrow and spending a couple days with all my friends and meeting a lot of new people that I've never met before, and it's going to be great. And I'll tell you what, compared to how I felt about everything not 3 days ago, it seems like the entire world and my outlook on this whole YouTube nonsense has really changed, and I can't remember the last time I felt this accepted by everybody, and I thank you all for that. I thank you. You guys really stepped up. Thank you. Oh, so here we are. We have, 116 people so far. Let me, while the rest of the people get their coffee and wander over to their computer or get their cell phones out and chime in, let me just say hi to some of the pre-chat. And let me go back to the beginning here and make sure, say hi to some of my friends. Who was the first one in? Mike Seeley. Mike Seeley from Tampa Bay was in here last night about 8:30, and followed by Michael Pregler. Terry Sue, been waiting for this to pop up. And the Furl Grandma, Lady June, good to see you this morning. Lori's here. How you doing? That was last night. Cliff Medina chimed in last night. Blue Rose Lion joined the private community. And that's a good segue into an announcement that there is a private community live stream tonight at 7 p.m. right here. Going to have a panel. We always have a good time. I don't know if I want to do it from inside or outside yet. We'll see how the weather. Maybe outside. Maybe outside. I'm inside this morning because of the fact that I'd already had everything set up and ready to go for this one after having done the one earlier. Tuka's here. Tuka was here last night, and Anna PL07 was here in the middle of the night at around 1 o'clock in the morning. Followed by, and it seems like Anna and Lady June seem to always congregate here about 1 o'clock in the morning, have a little conversation. Peter tells me that 9:30 isn't the greatest time for him because he's got to go to work. I'm sorry, Peter. I try to find the time that's going to work best for everybody, especially me. And maybe one of these days I'll actually take that walk before, but I will do it. It's probably going to have to start maybe Sunday morning when I get back from Tampa area. Greg Smith was here in the middle of the night. How you doing? No, it wasn't the middle of the night. Greg Smith chimed in this morning. Good morning, Greg. Not too many insomniacs last night. But I got to tell you, my friends, I got to tell you, the attendance at one point, and I was streaming it as simultaneously on my channel as well, which is something that people like when you're invited, when you're a YouTuber and you're invited to another YouTuber's channel, they encourage you to stream it on your own channel as well because they can get introduced to many people that don't know about them. And that's what happened this morning. I've gotten a number of comments already from people who say, wow, I'd never seen Kiltsy's live stream, but I really like them. So if that was the goal, yes, I hoped I was able to introduce Kilts to new people. And maybe a few of his people that didn't know me decided, hey, maybe this old fart's worth watching. I hope so. I hope so. Terry Sue was here early. It was fun being in vampire mode. Oh, wow. And Wayne Herman, good morning to all, especially Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Mitch. Wow, I've got an honorary degree from Lake Gaston, North Carolina. Thank you so much. I've been called Professor Mitch all my life, but never Dr. Mitch. Furl Grandma Jackie W. is here this morning. Slept through the Kilt show, she says. Smoothie 420, good to see you. And Quack Rick's up. I am watching your Kilt session before I go to work, and Rick went to work this morning. Michael Pregler checked in this morning. Mike Seeley Sr. checked in. Good to see you. Tanya, it's 8:30 OWTH. Sorry, Tanya, but I'm glad you were here I'm glad you commented on the Kiltsy thing. Scott Evans said hi. And I already had a question at 8:47 this morning, and it's from Michael Pregler. Your thoughts on sarcopenia and resistance training? All right, I'll stop for a second and answer that question really quickly. Sarcopenia means that your muscles are atrophying and kind of gone away. It's very common as people age, especially after they retire. Maybe they were active at work. It's not a good thing because it's what makes older people lose their balance and fall more than most people would. And it requires that we all do some amount of exercise. Now, the sarcopenia is a normal thing if you've got way more muscle than you use, because your body says, why am I wasting all this energy supporting all this muscle when I don't use it? So the amount of muscle we have goes up and down based on the amount of exercise we do. I'm not an exercise physiologist, Michael, but the consensus among exercise physiologists is cardio is almost next to useless for good heart health, but it doesn't hurt. Walking is great, but it doesn't build a lot of muscle, but it does certainly help maintain the muscle that you have, and you need to walk to keep those muscles strong. And the absolute best way to build muscle in the shortest period of time is indeed resistance training. And added to that, they say that the best way to do resistance training is high intensity interval training, where you work the muscles to failure, to where you push till you can't push anymore. You don't need to do a ton of that. And that's what I know about exercise, and that's what I try to do. So, yes, sarcopenia is not a good thing, but you don't need to work out in a gym, especially at my age, 4 hours every day. You don't need to walk 20 miles. But you do need to be active enough so that your body knows, yes, we need to hang on to this muscle that we have. We need to spend the currency so sarcopenia doesn't happen. And there's so many ways that you can help. And one of the most important is proper nutrition, which is something that I profess we all get on the carnivore diet. So I hope that answers that question. I am not an expert on that subject. I just try to do the best I can for myself. That's why I changed the live streams to 9:30, because I wasn't doing enough. Early morning is the time for me to be out walking and exercising. So hope to be getting back into doing more of that. But I'm not falling down yet. So it's all good. Les Junk More Health chimed in early, and Sandy Blythe is here. Steve McCoy is here. Marty Graves, how you doing? Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee. William McCartney, after 9 o'clock, how you doing? Thomas, Target Prime Rib is here. Nancy Berkey, hi, and Nancy, good morning to you. B81 Mac, time to rise and rant. Yes, sir. And Tammy Pitarch, good morning. Good morning to you. Good to see you. We're at 9:24. Sneaking up on the opening. Bryce Hatch is here. How you doing? Good morning, everybody. Jemmett chimed in. 9:28. Retired Rick chimed in. Aaron, Booby Goats, how you doing? Chimed in. 9:28. Sneaking up on the bell. The horse race is almost over. Wow, I get out of breath with this horse race. Haley K, how you doing? Good to see you. Already had my morning coffee with you and Kelsey early. Well, have another cup. I am. That stuff I had this morning was mostly decaf, but this, my friend, this is high test here. Definitely, we're gonna get a little jolt of that caffeine. For better or for worse, as they say. Ketra Naylor, good morning, Ketra. How you doing? And Gary, hi, Gary finished watching Mitts and Kelsey Show replay just in time. Flatters me that you guys can't get enough of this. I can't either. And Kelsey and I both share a common benefit from doing this kind of thing. And he put it, and I really didn't know this, but he considers himself a loner too, and comes to these things primarily for the sense of community and to feel like a part of things. So that's just something else that we have in common that I was surprised to hear this morning. I Really had no idea what his personal life was like. I know he never stops. It's crazy. Meatitudes, good morning to you and Meatitudes. Ding, 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 you are the winner this morning. First in at the bell, followed by B81 Mac, Thomas, Retired Rick, Don, Shonger, good morning, Aaron, Rick, Charger Mopar, Lady June, 8:30. Wow. Itasca Patriot. Everybody was watching the replay of that. That's great. I think his attendance might have set a record this morning, and that's crazy. That's crazy, but it was 5 o'clock in the morning. It just shocked me. Shocked me. Maybe when you're older and you're a carnivore, you're up and at 'em early in the morning. That's what's happened to me. Michael Pregler at 8:30. Claudia Burkick, Don Shonger again. Terry Sue, good morning. Terry Sue slept 2 hours, but I feel weird. Yeah, naps do that to me. I can't. Once I'm up. I can't sleep or take a nap or go back to sleep because it takes me a little while to get going after that. Larry Ryan was here at 8:30. Robert Jeffrey, Anna was back. Wow. Charles Faircloth. Good morning, Charles Faircloth. There's a name I don't know. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Joseph Stevens was the first at 8:31. So there we are. There we are. And let me just quickly get to my show notes here. I had a few things a few announcements and a few things I wanted to talk about this morning. Where are you, show notes? There you are. Okay. Ask questions. I'll try to get to them. I really will. I promise. QQQ. 3 Qs in the chat. They really do stand out when I'm scrolling through this chat stuff real fast. So I'll try to get to it. I was watching the news this morning, and I almost fell out of my chair because I'm not a sports fan. Not a sports fan. The only reason I even know who's playing in the Super Bowl this year is because I'm from Philadelphia. And I took notice when they talked about the Eagles. But they're talking about the Super Bowl this morning, which evidently is this weekend. Again, you can't prove these things by me. I just don't care. I don't care about it. I don't like to play golf either, but I certainly understand its attraction. So they were talking about how much Super Bowl tickets cost. And I had no idea what Super Bowl tickets cost. I figure, well, it's a sporting event. What's the most it could cost? $50, $60? Really, I'm serious. I'm serious. Everybody's thinking, what are you living in 1935 or what? At any rate, they're saying, well, the prices, and the headline was, the prices at the Super Bowl of the average Super Bowl ticket are way down this year from what they were last year. I said, holy shit, you mean they can't get people to go to the Super Bowl, so they have to discount the tickets? And then they came up with a number. And I about fell out of my chair. The average Super Bowl, the price of a Super Bowl ticket is now $7,300. And I would imagine that's the cheap seats. And I said, my first thought was, wow, 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 wow. The priorities of the average American. Uh-oh. That's true. Whoa, thank you. Excuse me. Gesundheit, Mitch. The priorities of the average American are slightly out of whack. $7,300 to go and sit through a football game. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Is that true or did I hear it wrong? I don't know, but that was crazy. I had to comment on that. Just rocked me. I mean, I just almost fell out of my chair. Honestly, almost fell out of my chair. I already mentioned this. Private community live stream tonight at 7 o'clock. I already said how much fun I had on Kelsey's live stream. Now, I hate to do this to you guys. And I wanted to wait until most of you had chimed in. And I have 161 people here now, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to make this announcement. And you're going to be pissed off at me because I'm throwing you a curve after the whole big deal I made about changing the time that I do these morning live streams to 9:30. But tomorrow morning, I'm going back to 8:30, but just for tomorrow. I promise, just tomorrow, 8:30. Don't forget 9:30, but tomorrow, 8:30. And don't be an hour late because you didn't hear this. I'll put a post up, a community post. I'll post the stream with a thumbnail that says 8:30 in big letters, today only. And the reason I'm doing it is I have to drive over to Tampa. And in our live stream this morning, I don't know if you heard it, Kelsey says to me, come a little early. So I'm going to go over early enough, basically, to spend a little time with him at his house before the mayhem starts with the barbecue. And I'm going to look forward to that. And we'll have some quiet time together to talk, get to know each other even a little better, compare notes on life and things like that. And I want to hit the road here because it's a 3 to 4 hour drive, depending on traffic, for me to get over to where he is. So I need to leave the house as early as I can, but I don't want to leave so early as to get there, as he's climbing out of bed. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, 8:30 tomorrow morning, one day only. Then we'll go back to 9:30, I promise. And the other part of that is I don't know what's going to be happening on Saturday morning. I know there's no way that I can do this live stream on Saturday morning, but by 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, things will be going over there at the hotel in Tampa with the Q&A session. And as long as I can get an internet connection that supports it, I will be online live from there. And I'm taking camera equipment with me. I'm taking all kinds of stuff with me. And I'm really going to endeavor to bring you along with me and do something. And at the very least, I'll be coming on from my cell phone, if nothing else, if I can do that. But I want to try to bring you in. I am going to be filming like crazy over there. I'm taking cameras. I'm going to be like a mobile production studio. And I'll be making videos and be talking to people and doing all kinds of things. So we'll see. Those are my intentions. Whether it actually works out or it doesn't, only time will tell. But rest assured, come Sunday morning at 9:30, we'll be back to normal with some stories to tell. I had a kind of funny idea, and I don't know if this is something that you'd find entertaining. I like to try to entertain on these things so you guys don't all just get bored with the same old stuff and go elsewhere. And it's a fact that I get just an incredible number of stupid sponsor requests. And on the heels of me telling you that I hate that, I don't want to subject you guys to that. That's why I push so hard to try, without burdening anybody too much, to have a little bit of user or viewer sponsorship for me, so I don't have to sell my soul to these people. And but I thought some of these sponsor requests are hilarious and so wildly inappropriate for the message that that I'm putting out here. It's blatantly obvious to me that these things come from some kind of a mailing list somewhere, and certainly aren't real. And I'll give you an example. I wanted to just give you an example of one. And I don't know if you'll be able to read this on here, but I'll read it to you. And let me get rid of that. I always leave those stupid things up there. Anyway, this one is from Premiata plus your style equals an explosive combination. Let's work together. Yes. Make me rich. I'm ready. I'm ready. What have you got for me, Premiata? Good afternoon, it says. Well, that's not even as personal as the ones that say, dear old, because I get that. Dear old. Because, you know, Old Guy Carnivore, they assume my first name is old. At least their computer does. That generates this crap. We hope you're doing well and having a great day. Well, thank you, my friend. So far I am. We're excited to announce, okay, I'm excited already, that on February 14th, our new Premiata collection will be launching. A perfect fusion of classic sophistication and modern trends, bringing together style and comfort like never before. Wow. I have no idea what this is yet. I know it's going to be comfortable and stylish, but that's not it. Here we are. Oh, okay. A clue. Premiata is more than just shoes. It's a true embodiment of Italian craftsmanship, innovative design, and luxury materials, all carefully crafted in the highest individual and in I don't even know, that's highlight individually and make a bold statement. That doesn't make any sense. That was crudely translated from some other language. We truly appreciate, listen to this, the creativity, sincerity, and deep connection you have with your audience, and we believe your vision is the perfect way to showcase the essence of our new collection. We'd love to invite you to collaborate with us and present our collection in a stylish and captivating promotional video that reflects its elegance and timeless appeal. If this sounds like an opportunity you'd be interested in, let's connect and discuss the details. Anybody want to buy shoes? Anybody? Anybody? Shoes? Ferris? Bueller? Anybody? Anybody? No. Sorry, Premiata. I don't think anybody on my channel is interested in buying shoes. You would not believe, my friends, the oddball, inappropriate things with absolutely no connection to what I do that I get every day telling me how much they enjoy my channel, and it's nuts. It's nuts. So when you see any YouTube channel that says, we'd like to thank our sponsors, this video is brought to you by whatever it may be, you know that particular creator got an email like this. Some of them even tell you how much money you'll make doing this stuff. Some of them are actually willing to actually pay. That would embarrass me to do that. But I thought, if you find this fascinating, every once in a while, I have comments from morons occasionally. I'll have sponsorship offers from morons and read some of these things to you. Why should I have all the chuckles to myself? The ones that are truly ridiculous, I just delete. But I have a folder full of them. I have a lot of them in that folder, and I haven't read them to you yet. And I think there's some entertainment value in that. Okay, I think that's my show notes for this morning. This is going to be a weird day for me. 3 live streams in one day. The Kiltsy thing, this thing, and then the private community live stream tonight. And then the trip another live stream in the morning and the trip to Tampa. So I'm probably not going to be releasing any long form videos today. Okay, guys, one more thing I want to do, and you guys, believe me, have been absolutely great with this and above and beyond the Call of Duty over the past 2 or 3 days. But, sorry, here's my Buy Me a Coffee link. Thank you. And no pressure, no pressure. But I have to do it. I have to keep, that's it. That's it for me. That's it. I don't want their sponsors' money. I don't want to run those ads. I don't want to do that stuff. Anyway, okay. That being said, what else? What else? Anybody asking any questions? Let me just start perusing the chat. It's been a long morning for me so far. Let's peruse the chat for a little while. 9:31. I'm a half an hour behind. And was it 10 o'clock now? Yeah, okay. And say hi to people. Sonny R., good morning, everyone. And we have Joseph Stevens chimed in. Scotty here. Marion Wang, good morning. Jemmet, hiya, Jemmet, how you doing? Mitch and Kill, everybody's commenting on that. Yeah, that was something. That was something. Dixie Scott's here. Good morning. And Ellen chimed in. Hi, Ellen. How you doing? Terry Sue says, it was a good show. You guys play well off each other. Yeah, it seemed like it. Seemed like it. I was very pleased. I watched, I don't know, the first half hour of the replay and had other things I had to do, so couldn't continue. And Danny in Boston's here. How you doing? And I'm looking for questions right now, but I can pause a second and say hi to some people that I haven't said hello to this morning. Tanya's here. Hi, Tanya. Danny in Boston, I think I said. Larry Ryan, who was fantastic this morning. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Sandy Blythe is here. Edward Renner chimed in. Paul McRogan, Northwoods Trains. Who else is new? Who else is new? And you guys are heavily into talking to each other. Hey, Coco! Congratulations on 38,900. Yes, I'm getting close, guys. I'm getting really close. Let me see. It's been a long time since and slow going since I ticked over a 1,000 mark on YouTube. And I'm getting close. Maybe today. And the reason that my subscriber count jumped was the last 3 days. And that one video that I put out in the kitchen, cooking eggs. And I basically, whether you know it or not, put my whole future on YouTube on the line with that video. I could have gone either way. Thankfully, my sincerity actually showed through. It wasn't a sales pitch. It was a dose of reality about what it's like. And how, when you do this stuff, if you don't see the numbers, if you don't see the views, if you see your subscriber counts, I don't know, most people tend to want to blame everybody else first for anything that happens to them, and I don't do that. For me, my first inclination is to say, what is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? It's my fault when things go bad. If I was so desirable and so lovable and giving out such good information, like the Better Mousetrap, they'd be flocking to my door, but they're not. They're leaving. Must be me. I'd like to blame YouTube, and I think YouTube's not helping us, but that's a generic, broad thing across the genre as a whole. Diet, advice, especially eat meat, especially going against their largest advertisers who want you to eat junk and take drugs. And I had to come across sincere in that thing, or it was done. I would scare away the rest of them. Say, well, you know, we don't want to, why do we bother with this old guy? He's got nothing to offer us. And, you know, it's a fear. And I really was doubting myself. Well, you guys just rallied back. And changed my whole attitude back to, well, maybe, you know, maybe I am okay. Maybe I am enriching people's lives. Maybe if I talk about the fact that I need to make a living, it doesn't really turn people off. Maybe they will understand. And that video got 19,000 and some views. I have, in a day or two, I have not had that happen. And when that happened, all of a sudden, YouTube started to promote it. And that validated something I've always believed about YouTube, but it's very hard to prove. They say that how quickly a video or the number of views a video gets in the first hour or two have no bearing on how many total views it will get over time. That's nonsense. Anybody tells you that, don't believe it. The only thing that wakes up YouTube's algorithm is something that comes flying out of the starting gate. And that's what happened to this video. Because there was a potential disaster, unknown, potential drama, just because of the subject matter of that video. And the fact that I said, you know, I'm just going to go on. I'm going to cook breakfast. I'm going to talk about the challenges. And if they don't like it, I'll find some other way to make a living. If they love it and it gets a lot of views, we'll see what happens. Well, that's what happened. And all of a sudden, since then, last 3 days, I've picked up somewhere between 300 and 400 subscribers. And I got comment after comment after comment from people who said, yesterday we got a big surprise, Mitch. We had forgotten about you. We haven't seen one of your videos in our recommended feed for a long, long time. And all of a sudden, yesterday, this video showed up. That video got 1,200 views in the first hour. That's more views than my average video was getting over its lifespan. So that proved to me that the only thing that will spur YouTube growth is views out of the gate. And without an enticing title and thumbnail to the video, that just doesn't happen. And that's why clickbait is so important to so many YouTubers. Now, I don't do clickbait. I try to make my thumbnails and titles sound interesting, so you might want to click on it. But without the clicks, there's no future in YouTube. And that one video proved it to me. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And YouTube told me it did 7 times what my normal video does. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that may be why you see so many thumbnails that say, I give up, I quit, I'm finished with carnivore. You know, it's just drama, and drama causes clicks. And that's a shame that that's what YouTube values before they want to put it out there to people that maybe are subscribers, but they've been ignoring for a while. And this one hit, and I gained hundreds of subscribers in a couple days when I wasn't even picking up 100 or 200 subscribers a month. And for the past few months, I've been losing 100 to 200 subscribers. So it's a silly game we have to play. But we have to be successful. I am 11 subscribers away from 39,000. I thought I'd peaked. I thought it would never get any more. I really don't care. It's not a really meaningful number, but any number that shows you people like what you're doing is meaningful at some level. So it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. And I share my insights about what it's like being a YouTuber because I'm a feeling person. My feelings can get hurt. I can get disappointed along with everybody else. And I work hard at this. Primarily, I enjoy it. And I hear enough from you that I am actually doing some good. And that's very meaningful. But things like viewer count on live streams, views on videos, nasty, the ratio of good comments to nasty comments, all that does take its toll on anybody, because there's no guaranteed salary or income here. It's like being a door-to-door salesman. You get paid for how good you perform that particular day. And tomorrow, the attitude is, well, that was yesterday. What have you done for me today? Tanya says, it's a late comment right now, just last comment in there. Tanya Kitchen Witch, I even go back and watch old Mitch videos just in case we ever do Mitch trivia. I got news for you, Tanya. I've probably forgotten most of what I put in those old videos. I've got 500 plus videos out there about, since I became a carnivore YouTuber. And God knows how many drone videos before that, and they're all there. I wish I remembered everyone. Sometimes I go back and watch some of the old ones just to see, wow, look at me. I don't look anything like, in a year and a half, I don't look anything like I looked back then. Things really change. And then I talk myself into thinking, well, Mitch, you look much better. I'll let you guys decide. I feel better, and I certainly feel a lot younger. Honest to God. That's the one thing I can say for sure. Princess Mama's here. How you doing, Princess Frank M? Good to see you, Frank. And I haven't forgotten you, Frank. You have a question you want me to try to corner Ovadia over there, Philip Ovadia, and ask him, and I will do it. I will do it if I can get him aside. So I haven't forgotten you. Thomas is still here. Boyd Lamb, how you doing, Boyd? Good to see you. And who is this? Harry Dion in the gym. How you doing, Harry? Francine. Hiya, Francine. Good morning. Good morning to you, my dear. Up in Canada. Mitch, that live was fabulous. You're my favorite couple. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say a couple. I mean, there's none of that stuff going on. Maybe a little bromance, but that's it. Don't get the wrong idea. And I imagine Kilty's a lot like me, since he has a grandchild that kind of says which way he goes as well. But I am really looking forward to this weekend. What a turnaround in my attitude from 3 days ago. Unbelievable. I just watched that kitchen video again, and I meant every word I said. But I had no idea that things were going to progress like they have. And my stupid watch has just said, time to get moving. I can't get moving now. Go F yourself, will you? Watch. I'm telling you, I got to turn that off. That stuff annoys me greatly. And then if I were to get up from the chair, it would tell me that good job, now you're moving. Thank you. I needed to know that. Hey, we have B. Gauthier here, new subscriber from Canada. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the madhouse. Glad you're here. I think I need to start looking for some questions so I can do something that isn't just saying hi to people. That does get old after a while. I understand that. It's a balance. People like to hear their names and like to be part of it. And it's a balance I have to do every day. because I could go on for days. This never ends. People keep coming and going. By the time this live stream ends, even though there's about 150 people in here now, there will have been 300 or 400 people come in and out. I can't say hi to all of them. Most of them, or a lot of them, don't even put chats in there. I have no idea who could be watching. Anybody could be watching, and we wouldn't know it. CB Carmack, how you doing? Good to see you this morning. Always a pleasure. I don't see any QQQs yet. I had one earlier about Sarcopenia. Pamela Suarez, how you doing, Pamela? Good to see you. Jackie W. is here this morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Here. Oh, there's a question. See, I see the QQQs. The question of the morning from Tuka, how are you, boss? The answer of the morning hasn't changed since the other day. If I were any better, it would be illegal. I had somebody ask me, what do you mean by that, Mitch? Isn't that self-explanatory? In case you don't know what I mean by that, it means that it seems like every time something becomes a lot of fun, somebody else makes a law against it. And looking for questions. Lat, some questions. I don't know what that word is. A silly, actress. I don't know what that is. Good question. Yesterday, late, so I saved it until today, but now I forgot it. Am I having a senior moment? There's the question. I knew there had to be a question in there somewhere. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. If you understand how memory works, the rules are different for short-term and long-term memory, and unless something happened that cemented that question into your long-term memory, some association with something important to you, some reason for you to discard it. Your short-term memory is like a cache on a computer. It temporarily holds things until you're done with them, and then it purges itself every once. Well, short-term memory is like that, and that's probably what happened to you. And if you want an example of short-term memory, try to remember an 8-digit number. Read it to yourself and see how, and just try to remember it. You got 5, maybe 10 seconds if you really got a healthy brain before it's gone or it starts to jumble itself. It's short-term cache memory. You can start to embed it into your permanent memory by repeating it over and over and over and over and over again. And that we call that memorization, and that's what that process is. But if you just think of something and its relevance disappears quickly, that something you thought of generally will disappear. Now, see, we all have senior moments. We all have trouble sometimes recalling something from our permanent memory. Maybe it's not that important, but we get panic that I should be able to remember the name of that actor I'm watching on the screen. And that brings one of these, well, it's just on the tip of my tongue moments. That's normal. That happens to everybody. We have a huge database in our brains of everything that we've ever seen or heard, of every association with anything else, of all the faces and voice, sounds of voices and names of actors and names of our friends and everything else. And sometimes the area of your brain that may be going to retrieve some of that information may be off processing some other information, and you get what we call a senior moment. Or you have a shit diet, your brain is going to hell, and you're suffering early stages of dementia. Not if you're a carnivore. If you're a carnivore, you consider it normal and don't worry about it. And if you do remember that question, and it will pop into your head, it will pop into your head when you least expect it, when you're not thinking about it, when you're not trying to remember. Have you ever noticed that? And that's a technique that I learned years and years and years ago. I learned the technique when I have those, quote, senior moments. I'm watching a movie and all of a sudden I can't remember the name of that star, something I should know, known it for 100 years. Second nature without even thinking. I can't think of it. I learned that if I continue to try to think of it in my conscious mind, it becomes very frustrating. But if I, like in a computer, give my subconscious mind a job, program the job to make the association between what I see with my eyes, that actor, and what information I have back in on my hard drive stored about him, if I give it the job and take my conscious mind out of the loop and just go on and do something else, and we've all had this happen to us. When you're not thinking about it, and generally not too long after, that information that you requested from your subconscious mind and its database will just pop into your conscious. Boom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then you say, why couldn't I think of that? And that's where it's on the tip of my tongue. Well, the best way to actually have access to that information again is to just ignore it and let your subconscious do what it does without conscious interference. And it's like programming a computer to do a very long calculation and then going off to eat lunch, and then when you get back, the calculation's done. And that's how our brains do work. May have been a longer answer than that question deserved, but I find these kind of things fascinating. My phone's been going crazy. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, some coffees. Some coffees. Look at this. Look at this. Wow, wow, wow. We have. Let me just say thank you. From today, Tanya earlier bought me a coffee. Tanya in the first message says, wow, I don't know what else to say. Never watched Kilts before today, but I woke up to it. You are still my first love. But what a duo. Thank you, Tanya. That's just so kind of you. Wow, wow. And we have Northwood Strains, 3 coffees. Hi, Mitch. Thank you for all you do in this carnivore community. I enjoy all of your videos and live streams. Please keep them going. You got it. You got it, my friend. Thank you so much. Mark Whistler. Mark Whistler bought me 5 coffees today. Sorry I missed a few cups. Been under the weather here. All is better now. Press on. Well, come into the live stream tonight, Mark, and tell us about it. And I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you, my friend. And Tanya, what's this super chat won't work? Anyway, wanted to tell you I literally took the day off. Never happens. Thank you. Well, you know you guys have my permission every day. I mean, I can't give you the day off often enough. And I've had people tell me, yeah, I wish I could, Mitch. And I always say to them, what do you mean? Well, my boss won't. I said, well, you tell your boss I said it was okay. There. Like that would work. And I do that to everybody. It's fun. I have a ball with that line. Take the rest of the day off. I've been doing that for 100 years. I used to tell everybody to take the rest of the day off. Well, maybe except my own employees because, you know, I paid them to work. But everybody else, I'm very magnanimous. I give the day off. I give the day off to every bank teller I see, every waiter or waitress that serves me, any store clerk, anybody. When I'm done with whatever our business is, I say, take the rest of the day off. And they always say, and they smile a little bit and they say, oh, I can't. I wish I could. I say, what do you mean? And they say, oh, I can't. My boss wouldn't let you tell your boss I said it was all right. And everybody just laughs and everybody feels good. And it's great. It's great to just lighten up somebody's day a little bit. And it always does that. I had a friend who used to do the same thing every time he rode an elevator. And it got to be, if you heard it before, like I did, every time I rode in the elevator with this guy, and it was way back in 50 years ago, I had a job where there was an elevator in the building where our office was. And every day when I managed to get on with this guy, we'd all get in the elevator in the lobby. And let's suppose this was a 10-story building. His name was Jack. And we'd all get in, and there was always somebody that kind of adopted the job of pushing the buttons, and everybody else would just call out their floor. You know, it was a big elevator, a lot of people. It was easier that way. So Jack would call out our floor. Remember, 10-story building. He would say, 12, please. And the person standing in front of the buttons would turn around and say, there's no 12th floor in this building. And he would go, oh, God, I'm sorry. That's another story. Now, it sounds a little corny, but we'd all break up every time he did that. We knew it was coming. You know, that's another story. And it's one of those stupid little gags that made everybody chuckle. And you just keep doing that because it's fun. It's fun to be out there among miserable people and see if you can't get a chuckle out of them. So next time you're in an elevator, try that. And if somebody smacks you in the face, you come back and tell me, well, Mitch, I tried that, but it's not funny. I'm sorry. It's not funny. Yeah. And it was funny. I got to tell you, it was funny. At least it was funny to those of us that saw it every day because we knew what was coming. And sometimes it was just the puzzled looks on people's face when you did that. I don't know if that was silly or not, but that was so long ago that when those old memories come back to mind, puts a smile on my face. Where was I? Let's see. Gemmet, Scooby, Ellen, Smoothie, looking for questions. I want to thank Terry Sue for a little super chat. Thank you. I'm a Mitch bitch and proud of it. I don't know if we're going to adopt that slogan, but it's very, very flattering, Terry. Thank you for that. Mitch Fits is great, but I don't think I can use that one on a daily basis. I think I'd offend some people, but thank you. Thank you. Michael Allen, I guess responding to my ridiculous Super Bowl ticket price. He says, hard to believe that anyone would pay that. They're clamoring to pay that. They pay more. It's crazy. Not only that, but they have to get to the game. And the airlines, you think they're giving any discount fares to get to the Super Bowl? Yeah. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. How about the hotels in the vicinity? You think they're going to have discount rates? No, they're going to be screwing people left and right. Gone for the throat to see a football game. Now, I guess there must be something to it because why would people do that? And here's the sad fact. How many of the people that are spending that kind of money can't afford it and are putting it on their credit cards and have buyer's remorse when the game was not what they expected and they're stuck with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of debt they can't pay off to see a football game, just to be a part of the in crowd or whatever reason they might want to be there. I don't know. I agree with William. I would not be caught at a Super Bowl game. It's a carb fest. All sporting events are an excuse to sell junk food. Honest to God. I mean, the best shot you have is grab a hot dog vendor, buy a couple of hot dogs, throw the buns away, scrape off the ketchup and all the sugar, and just eat the hot dogs, and that'd be okay. You wouldn't blow it too badly, but it's all about the food. It's all about the food. Looking for questions. What time am I at? 9:51. Getting further and further behind. We've already been at this for an hour, but that's okay. Let's keep going. Let's look for some questions. Here, one, Claudia Burkick. How you doing, Claudia? Mitch, why not take off the next few mornings from your live and enjoy your time there? Oh, I will. I enjoy doing that's just it. If I didn't enjoy doing these live streams and making these videos, if I didn't enjoy it. There's no way I would be doing this. There's no way. I mean, there's other ways I can make a lot more money than this. I'm a talented guy. I know a lot of stuff, but I don't enjoy it. It's drudgery for me. I'm too old to be working a job where there's any drudgery, any dread. Oh my God, I got to go do this now. This is more, I need to make money, but this is more like a hobby that I enjoy. And I'm trying, like most people, to make my hobby profitable. And that's not usually a good idea. But I just enjoy this. I enjoy it so much. So, no, if I have to, like maybe Saturday morning, or I won't have a live stream, but I'll do what I can to bring some of this to you. I enjoy that. I think I would have fun being a television personality, like a reporter that went here and there reporting on things. I think that would be fun, unless the corporate structure above me made it so miserable to work there that I couldn't work there. I suppose I have to view YouTube as the corporate structure, but for most purposes, I have a lot of autonomy on YouTube. All they can do is disapprove and cancel me. But they have no input into what I say or how I do it, which is great, We have somebody here named Love Burns. How you doing? Good to see you. And Haley K. Look at all these names I don't know. You're all making friends. That's great. That's great. Novadia Van says, hey, Mitch. And questions. Dear old, oh my God. Yeah, Deborah. It's amazing. There are very few human beings involved in the chain of what generates those emails. It's all computer stuff. Every once in a blue moon, I'll get one from somebody that says enough in the email to know that they have actually watched at least a minute of one of my videos. I'll read those a little more seriously, but I still haven't found, the only one I've ever found that I thought was beneficial to me, so I took a shot with it. Turned out to be okay, but they weren't really ever a sponsor. And that was WeVac, the vacuum sealers that I got, there's a 15% discount. They're the best vacuum sealers I have ever used, and I've spent tons of money on these stupid things that are useless. So I promoted them on my channel. I, talked them up a little bit. And for the privilege, I actually got 2 gorgeous air vacuum sealers from them to use without, so that was nice. I love it. I love it. I gave one to my son. And that 15% discount on those WeVac things is still there. And people are still buying them. Not like they did when they first saw them, because I don't make videos about them anymore. But they keep buying them, and they're great. They have made my life so much easier on carnivore. Look them up. I did videos about them. Go watch the video if you're interested. They're not cheap, but nothing really worthwhile is. And these things are like commercial grade, and the bags that they sell are like 20% of the cost of the bags that you buy at Sam's Club and Costco for the normal vacuum sealers. They come in huge boxes like commercial restaurants might buy. And they're cheap as hell, and they're great bags. They're free of all the bad PFAS materials, forever chemicals, plastics. They work great. You can sous vide in them, no problem, no worry. And that has made carnivore a pleasure for me. Buying food, putting it up in the freezer, portioning it in advance, vacuum sealing it, sous videing it, doing all that stuff. It takes all the work out of it. This is not a commercial, but that's as close as I ever came to making a deal with any of these people. Oh, CB, some shoes are carnivore if you eat leather. Oh, man, that's great, CB. Thanks for that. You have a twisted sense of humor, much like my own. Gary Arzimendi from California, good morning. And Jemet's got 4 Qs. Is there a panel tonight? Yes, there will be a panel on the live stream, on the private community live stream. There's always a panel, and I think I'm going to do it from outside. I think I will. And questions, more questions. Here, Steve McAvoy has a question. Mitch, a pantyhose sponsor. At least we will be entertained. Thanks, Steve. I'll pass on that. And now I'm getting suggestions for sponsors. Juan Manuel, how about a hemorrhoid screen? Preparation H. I could see myself doing Preparation H commercials. Any other suggestions? Any other comedians in the house? Target Thomas. Mitch, did you see I bought our t-shirt and finally bought the selfie stick, second attempt? Oh, okay. Well, you'll like that selfie stick. I've got 3 of those things now, that Insta360 selfie stick. They are the best. They're the best. Whenever you see me doing a video, like even that kitchen thing, I had the selfie stick. It has a built-in tripod sitting on the kitchen counter. I had that camera, which is the Osmo Pocket 3 with the gimbal. I had it set to follow my face. Everywhere I went, that camera acted like I had a cameraman. And I had a wireless mic on, and all I needed to do was talk, and the video and sound quality, and that thing came out professional. It's incredible. And I don't even have any people. I don't have people. I have to do it all myself. Morning, Bill Cook. How you doing? Trying to get through this fast. I don't see 250 people here today, but that's okay. I think many people have had just about enough of me today. And I'll be here all day, folks. Did I thank everybody that bought me coffees, or did I get waylaid in the middle of that? Tanya was the last one. Super chat won't work. Mark was, yes, I did. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I really like to acknowledge it. Sam's Club wants to sell me something this morning, and okay. I have thanked everybody. So I'll put it in there again. But thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. That makes it worthwhile for me and keeps me ridiculous sponsor free. Thank you. Thank you. And one of these days I'm going to talk more about the Amazon links, but not now. Not now. Those things are great. I mean, they really can help, and it doesn't cost anybody anything. So I'll get into that another time, but not today. Not today. Questions. Questions. Come on, guys. Inquiring minds want to know, don't they? You know what we need today? You know what we haven't had? I think that's the problem. I think that might be the problem. No cigars today, but we can still have some happy music. Put a smile on our faces. Life is good, my friends. And on those days when you can say to yourself, life is good, those are the days that you should take advantage of and enjoy it. This coffee is still hot, thanks to my Francine Bourgeois sponsored coffee warmer. Right over here. Perfect, right next to Walter, my compatriot. And for those thirsty times, a little San Pellegrino. Alrighty. There you go. Not a commercial break. I am. Do you know it's going to be 82 degrees here today? I mean, it's February, guys. I mean, I don't want it to be bitter cold, but I don't want it to be summertime either. I enjoy the cool weather. Cool, Florida. Come on. Get with the program. 82 friggin' degrees. Terry Sue. Thank you so much, Terry Sue. Oh, that's the Mitch bitch. I'm proud of it. Thank you. I finally got to that. Let me show that off a little bit more. That's great. I love it. Thank you, Terry. Cheryl Feddick. Don't recognize that name. Good morning, Mitch. Good morning to you, Cheryl. Wow. There have been a lot of new people coming through here lately, which is great. Which is great. And let's see if I'm approaching 39,000 subs. I am 7 away. 38. 993. And what'll happen is, this is crazy. I mean, it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. You know, you gain 3, you lose 5, you gain 5, you lose 2. It's crazy. I don't know. YouTube just unsubscribes people randomly. I've had a number of comments here in the past couple of days, people who finally got this that video of mine, the kitchen, you know, the one I put out making breakfast the other day. And they said, well, and when I hadn't been seeing you, but I got this one. And then when I looked, I was unsubscribed. I don't remember unsubscribing. This is not just our channel or our genre. This is the entirety of YouTube. For some reason, people just get randomly unsubscribed from channels. So every once in a while, if you don't want to miss these things, just check, make sure you're still subscribed. And if YouTube unsubscribes you, click that button again. I don't know. I don't ask for people. I don't do the typical YouTube thing in the first 30 seconds of a video. Make sure I tell you to subscribe, hit the like button, do this, do that, share this video, tell your friends. I don't do that. Let people do what they want to do. And anyway, 7 away. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Terry Sue likes it when I giggle. Otherwise, he's always so serious. Well, there's times, Terry, there's times to be serious, especially when I'm trying to explain some of the more complicated biological things in a way that I think people can relate to. Because, my God, if I started talking in scientific terms to you, you'd lose interest. You wouldn't be able to relate to it. And in that respect, I have to try to be a teacher and use analogies and things that people who haven't studied biology, biochemistry, evolutionary, all that kind of stuff will understand. Because if I tell you that the human body is like a Prius, is a hybrid car, it can run on 2 different fuels, that's something everybody can understand. And we start from there and try to then talk about it. But I'm not talking about glycolysis, lipolysis. I'm not talking about all of the different names for all the enzymes that do certain things in the pathways of the... No, people aren't going to grasp that. They're not going to grasp it. Some will, but most won't. And it just bores people. 10:27, I'm catching up. And who's this? Cindy DeManch. So many new names. It's great to see. And for those of you that are new, that are in here, the reason we do this every morning, in case you don't know already, is a sense of community. Because we're doing a lifestyle that is so foreign to most people that we're the ones that they think are stupid and weird. And when you go out in the world and you make the mistake of trying to talk to non-carnivores about how great the carnivore diet is, you become an outcast. If you keep pushing these people, they will run the other way when they see you coming. If you keep pushing your family, you can lose your family. The only time we can help people is when they ask for it. And even then, we fail most of the time because they're so addicted to sugar, they can't do this. They don't know the tricks, or they're not willing to do it, because virtually all of the pleasure they get in life anymore is from food, period. That's it. You want me to give up what? It's not going to happen. So the reason we all like to come here, even me, is because everybody likes to be around like-minded people. It reinforces our belief that we're doing the right thing. And we're not alone. We're not alone. We're not the only ones doing this. And we can try to get some of the doubts we have off our chest and let people tell us their views on those things, whether they think there's any validity to the bad things that everybody says about us and what they're doing about it. Here's a question from Jeff Jordan. Hi, Jeff. Asked you and Kiltsy about fermented foods this morning and podcast ended. I have heard Kilt say he eats them. What are the benefits? I'm not a fermented foods person. The only benefit I see to fermented foods is that if you have to eat foods that contain carbs, fermentation basically takes care of the carbs for you. The carbs are sugar. The bacteria that ferment things eat the sugar and usually spit out or crap out something that is beneficial to the body in the gut and convert those sugars into short-chain fatty acids. So the food becomes less harmful or less addictive if it's fermented. But nobody ferments meat. They ferment vegetables. And if you're not eating the vegetables, you don't need to ferment them to make it less addictive or non-addictive and maybe pre-process some of the poisons in them. A lot of people use that process for dairy. They use that process for dairy. They make kefir and things like that. Yogurt. I don't eat dairy. I'm not a dairy fan, so that none of that stuff appeals to me. But if I'm somebody that just really loves sauerkraut or tastes of fermented foods and feel like I can handle them, they're not going to throw me off my diet, I can still lose the weight, I can still kill the addictions, but I just enjoy those foods, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I wouldn't go out of my way to start eating them if you can live without them. And that's my take on it. And that's my take from my attitude. But yet a lot of people love that stuff. So anything that you want to add to your diet, all you need to say to yourself is it going to derail me? Or can I continue to improve my health and lose the weight I want to lose? And include those things. And if you can, and you don't start getting a lot of carbs you don't want, I say try it. And after a few months and you wonder why you're not losing weight anymore, that would be the first place to look. That's why a lot of people give up dairy, because they don't realize the amount of sugar they're getting in any dairy except the highest fat dairy like butter and really high fat cheeses and whipping cream. Most other dairy still got lactose in it, and that can disrupt the diet and also trigger cravings. People get addicted to dairy. They get addicted to cheese because of something they call casomorphines, which has the same effect on our pleasure centers that hard drugs do. And you find when you start adding these things into your diet because you really love them, you may not really love them, you just may be addicted to them, which really seems like love when you hear people talk about how they love donuts and I love pizza. I love good fresh rye bread. Yeah, you love it, okay. You're addicted to it. Don't mistake addiction for love. Fermented foods, it's up to you. I don't do it. If you're not doing it already, I wouldn't add it. If you really like it and it's not hurting you, do it. We're not sitting here with such a hard, fast set of rules that you need to be perfect or you're out of the club. That's stupid. That's stupid. We still all have differences in everything about us. We are unique, each one of us. Carnivore Awakening just woke up. How appropriate. Oh, you are live again this morning. Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. Hi, Aunt B is here. Hi, Aunt B. How you doing this morning? Okay, I need to start moving along. It's almost 11 o'clock. And tomorrow morning, again, remember, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, rather, 1 hour earlier because I need to hit the road. Don't hate me for that. Don't be confused. Don't be late. 8:30. I know some of you like that better. I haven't changed my mind. I just have to be, it's either do no live stream tomorrow or do it at 8:30, and I don't want to miss it. Because I miss you guys when we're all not here in the morning. Which is why I'm never really in a hurry to end these things. But tomorrow morning I'm going to have to do it. Try to end it as close to an hour as I can. Finish packing, and I'm going to be packing a lot of technical stuff, a lot of camera equipment and things. Because God knows I want to be prepared if an opportunity comes up to really do something cool over there. And you may actually see me doing quite a live stream at the barbecue, running around talking to people about carnivore. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm looking 10:36. I'm 15 minutes behind. Holy cow. Okay, question Lewis L. Question Mitch, did you renew your StreamYard account? Not yet. Not yet. I probably will, but I sent them a letter to see if they could do a little better price for me. But yeah, I don't need it. I mean, I can do StreamYard for free. It doesn't have some of the little fancy features, most of which I don't use. But I don't think I can multi-stream like the Rumble and YouTube. And I'll have to see if it's worth the kind of money that they raised the price to. You guys have been generous to me over the past few days. And if I even had an inkling that might, and I don't expect it to, but if I could count on that, yeah, I'd renew that stuff. It's just one of the expenses, cost of doing this. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably renew it. I may try the basic plan. Here's what I think. When I went to cancel, the first thing I got was a thing that said, we'll give you 40% off if you renew it for a year. Well, that didn't bring it down to what it was the last time, but it got it a lot closer. And I said, no. I was pissed. I was not in a great mood early this week. I was this far away from just saying, this is costing me more than it's worth, and I'm wasting my time. And I mean, I was down. You could tell. That's when I dump a live stream after 20 minutes because one comment pisses me off. There's something wrong. That I'm not happy. And I thought the thing was going to renew the next day. So I said, let me quick go in there and cancel this before they just nail me for close to $500. I said, no, this is absurd, because they nail you a year at a time for this stuff. So I canceled it, and I was just, no, cancel it, damn it. Cancel it. I wasn't in a good mood. And I canceled it, and then they said, well, we'll give you 40% off. No, cancel it. And then they finally canceled it. And then I got an email from them, from their department, that wants to try to recover accounts that canceled. So I sent them back an email yesterday. I said, you know what? Give me your best shot. The cheapest you can do it, and I'll probably do it. And they probably haven't gotten to that yet. So we'll see what that happens. But I'm going to let it cancel. I'll let it cancel. Let it cancel. And I guarantee you, I'll start, you know how it is. With anything that you subscribe to when you cancel, offers start coming. Well, how about if we cut the price in half? Well, how about if we cut it? How about if we offer it to you? Because it costs them nothing, and 10% of what they wanted from you is better than 0%. And I'm just going to let it play for a little while, and I'll probably get an offer that I can't refuse and subscribe, and we'll go for another year. Satellite radio is like that. Any of you have satellite radio, Sirius? You buy a new car, it comes with 3 months free. And then all of a sudden you find out they want $20-$30 a month. You don't even use it. We've got a cell phone. I've got every kind of entertainment I could ever want over my cell phone, other than maybe Howard Stern. And who wants Howard Stern anymore, for God's sakes? So I don't listen to that stuff. I don't need it. So then you start getting offers from them, satellite radio. $5 a month. A one-time $5 a month. And if you say no to that, you'll get one at $3.99 a month. And they just keep sending these things. And I've had satellite radio for years. And I don't need it. I don't even want to pay $3. It's not even worth $3 a month to me. But they'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Remind me someday to tell you the story about me and XM satellite radio. And I'll just give you a little teaser of that. Back in the days when there was no satellite radio, the best we had was like an iPod. There were no streaming services over cell phones. There was nothing except radio, terrestrial radio. And you could, maybe if you had all the hookups correctly, rather than putting a cassette or a CD in your car, you maybe could plug in your iPod. That was it. Satellite radio had great promise. And I won't tell the whole story, but I will tell you this one fact, and this is true. I was the first human being on planet Earth that had XM satellite radio in my car. That's a fact. That's a fact. Think about that. The first human being to ever experience satellite radio. And the story about how that happened is interesting. And remind me to tell you someday. Remind me to tell you. Because some of these life experiences I've had have been very unique. And that was really one of them. That was one of them. And at the time I said, wow, this is going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. I bought a shitload of stock in it and lost a bunch of money because right about that time is when the iPhone came out and everybody started getting music and the iPod got more popular, and all of a sudden satellite radio didn't have its appeal, and then Sirius merged with XM because there was two competitors and they became XM Sirius satellite radio, and they've never been doing all that well since. Because who needs them? Who needs them? We've got cell coverage everywhere. That's technology. Technology sometimes puts more people out of business than it does create new opportunities. And it all happens so fast these days. How do you make long-range plans? Here we go. Francine says, take the day off tomorrow. No, I'm going to take the day off tomorrow after the live stream. I will miss you guys if I don't do that. It's become such an integral part of my day over these past few months. I love it. I love it. And as long as you keep loving it, I'll be here. Very little we can count on in this world anymore. Very little stability. I'm doing my part here. I'm proud of that. Let's see. I am really running through. Oh, here, 10:57. Yeah. Gary says, we want the rest of the story now. No, I don't want to take the time today, but remind me. Tell you the XM satellite radio story. Because it was quite an adventure. I blew a few minds. And I got to the bottom of the chat. I did it. I did it. I did it. And that calls for a little celebration, a party. We're having a party. Yes, yes. Okay, my friends. That'll wrap it up. Questions. Mitch, record the meetup in Tampa, Steve says. Yes, I'm going to record some of it. I'm not going to record the whole thing. It's hours. It's going to be hours and hours and hours and hours. We have 3 events. The barbecued Kiltsey's house on Friday. We have the 3-hour And I think they might have some setup. Kilt's kind of alluded to the fact that they may be live streaming the event, which would be great if you can watch the 3-hour event on a live stream. Man, what a great way to disperse some information. And then we have the big luncheon at the Brazilian Steakhouse after that. So there's going to be too much. I'm not going there as a reporter, but I'll be happy to make some videos there and put out some content about it. And yes, if there's something going on, Mitch is going to have a camera in his hand. And if worse comes to worse, I got a cell phone. And these cell phones are incredible these days. And you take one of these cell phones and you stick them on one of those gimbal things, and you can make legitimate movies and TV commercials with those things. They're so good. And the microphones in them are great. They pick up great sound, too. It's incredible. They pick up better sound than most cameras do. The technology is amazing, and it's available to us. All right, people are getting tired of me today. We're down to 125 people. Everybody else has had enough of me until tonight. So, my friends, here's a little happy music. Say goodbye to each other in the chat. Take a minute. I will finish sipping on my coffee and commence to try to relax a little bit today and get my crap together, make a big pile of stuff I want to load in the car before I leave tomorrow morning. And all day, like most people do when they go away, even for a day, try to make sure that I won't forget anything, which is impossible. I mean, it never happens. It's always impossible. I don't care where you go on a cruise, whatever you do. You just go over to somebody's house to spend the night, visit a relative. It's always something you forget. All right, everybody's saying goodbye. Aunt B, Jemmett, Mandy, Bryce, Hatch, Denise, Kink, how you doing? B, Gauthier, au revoir. Au revoir. Rick in Miami, quack at you again tomorrow. Northwoods Train says goodbye. Wow, wow, wow. Susan. Arellano. Is that how you say that? Wow, another new name. So many new names. CB Carmack, Mike Seeley, good to see you. Good to see you. Miriam Cedillo, good to see you. You can say goodbye to satellite radio and a lot of other satellite communications. When's the next Carrington? Yeah, we're hitting a solar max. I agree. And there you go. That about does it, my friends. Until tonight for the private community, 7 o'clock. I'll see you then. The rest of you, or all of you, including the private community, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. And until then, anybody gives you any problem, you tell them that I said to take the rest of the day off and eat meat.